Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back here with another YouTube video. And in today's video we're going to be doing, let's talk about Injustice 2. Yeah, in uh in today's video we're kind of going to be doing kind of like a let's talk about the Injustice game, more so the story mode and my thoughts on the decisions they make in the story mode and stuff like that. So yeah, it's actually been a little bit since I finished playing the game, and I for some reason didn't do a video on it. But now I'm doing the video, and this is, I forgot to say this too. This is Injustice 2, not Injustice 1 or Injustice Gods Among Us. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. So, I personally, Injustice is one of my favorite comic books slash favorite kind of stories. I really enjoy Injustice. It's pretty enjoyable. I specifically like the Gods Among Us. I like that the game. It's pretty good. Uh, just with story wise and stuff, it's very interesting, very intriguing. Not knowing who's gonna die next or what's gonna happen. So that's something I really enjoy a lot about this Injustice. Is that, and coming into this game, I didn't really know a whole lot. I actually read the comic before I actually decided to start playing this game, and I thought the comic was done pretty well. I mean, it deals with a lot of the Injustice 2 story focuses around just pretty much aftermath of Injustice Gods Among Us, and exactly how they're rebuilding the world and governments and superheroes and all that stuff. So going into Injustice 2, I was pretty excited. I mean, I from what I was seeing, I noticed the Suicide Squad would have been in it, and of course the main cast. I knew Blue Beetle would come back and Firestorm. So I was pretty excited. And I found it was pretty good. I mean, they did the best of what they could do. I mean, they couldn't do a whole lot, especially since Injustice, at least to me, was a very one-sided story. I mean, I have no clue how they're gonna do Injustice 3. Uh, but I mean, they still have some certain characters left that they could utilize. But this Injustice 2 kind of felt a little bit like they were missing a few characters. So I understand why they're doing Injustice 3 as well. Let's talk about story mode decisions. So a lot of the story mode centers around just the fact that the heroes are kind of dealing with the aftermath of the whole Superman thing, and then we find out that Brainiac is coming to Earth. And at this time, I don't think the Justice League even know who Brainiac is, other than Superman and Supergirl, because Krypton died from him, or God didn't get died. Like he captured their planet or something. So yeah, it killed most of the people. So there's that, of course. So yeah, they're kind of dealing with the aftermath of that. We also see some people trying to pretty much come back. And personally, per se, I would say if you're going to play Injustice 2, specifically the story mode, I would read the comic first, just for the fact, especially with Green Lantern, the story mode didn't really do him too much justice. In all honesty, I don't know if they did that on purpose or if they did that just because they were running out of time or whatever. Just for the fact that in the thing, Green Lantern just comes and he's like, "Ah, oh, can I come back in the Justice League? I got my Green Lantern ring back." That's really what he says, and then they just let him back in. So there's that as well. But in the comics and stuff, in the comic, the prequel comic, he's like battling people for the ring back and protecting Oa, and he's doing a lot of like apologizing and stuff like that. So there's that factor in as well. Same with the Flash too. He ended up helping out the Justice League in the comics, so that's how he came back. So there's that stuff too, and then same with Jaime Reyes too. Like he adds a little bit of story in the comic too. So there's that as well, where it's like the game kind of story mode wise kind of feels a little bit rushed a little bit. So that's an aspect as well. I mean, you battle the villain, just felt a little bit rushed. I mean, I had no attachment. I didn't think he was right. I just wanted to see him get beat up. That's really what Brainiac was in that the storyline there. So yeah, there's that. Character wise, you could play as were used pretty well. I mean, I thought it was interesting utilizing the Justice League and kind of seeing them get a new form Justice League. Uh, and also in terms of just they're kind of dealing with injustice stuff too, because Superman comes back along with a few surviving members of his regime, pretty much, and they try and fight the. They're not technically called the insurgents now, but Batman's kind of team, and there's that, of course, and I don't know. I just felt like it was very rushed and just not too good. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I really enjoy this game. Just the story mode kind of lacks a little bit. Personally, per se, if I were doing the story mode, I would have added in a few other characters, like maybe uh, Batwoman, Destro, like some other characters. Maybe even give some more backstory if I could. I believe the story mode took me around maybe less than a day maybe like 7 hours or something like that. Less than 8 hours for sure. So it didn't take too long to finish the game. It was pretty easy, and it was not easy, but like it's pretty fast paced and stuff like that. Where it was like, ah, you kind of wish you could get comic book. I mean, you kind of wish you got more backstory, but I understand why, because they kind of want you to buy the comic book, of course. So there's that as well. So you kind of understand why they're doing that, but at the same time, it feels kind of scummy doing that. In terms of Injustice 3, I have no clue what's going to go on with it. I realized something that might happen maybe is they deal with the topic of Superman controlling Batman or something, because that could be interesting as well. Um, yeah, and then again with like some of the characters that were gone, they spoke not at all about any of them. Like there's certain characters like Batwoman, for example. She should or Batgirl, sorry. She should have been in the game too. I felt like she should have been in the game. I don't know why they took her out, but it would have made sense for her to be in this game. But of course, there's other characters like Deathstroke where it doesn't really make too much sense. But I mean, there's that, of course. Uh, yeah, and this also the story mode featured an introduction into kind of like Supergirl, and I thought they did that aspect of the story mode a little bit better too, in terms of giving backstory and stuff, because they actually went out their way to give backstory. So I think that was pretty cool as well. Uh, the story kind of centered a little bit around her a little bit, where we got a lot of point of views from her and stuff like that. So there's that, of course. And uh, yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. In terms of gameplay, I thought the graphics were just way better. I thought the graphics were extremely better. I mean, I really like the graphics in this game, and it released in 2017, so that's even better too. It's pretty good for graphics wise. Uh, in terms of gameplay, really enjoyable. I like the whole leveling up system's pretty cool. Uh, and how you could customize your heroes and stuff like that and make them your own, pretty much. Uh, yeah, but that's pretty much it, honestly. In terms of story mode wise, I'll give it 7 out of 10. I mean, it's not the best, but it's what they had at the time. I'm curious to see what goes and what the direction is going into Injustice 3, because we should get Injustice 3 hopefully in like 2022. I don't even think it's been. Warner Brothers even was like announced it or something, but I hope it happens, of course. Yeah, in terms of entire gameplay, everything including game wise, I would give it a 9 out of 10. It's probably one of my top 20 games. I really enjoy the game. But anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.